standing there is very typical of his position in the hall, because he was so into the music and he wanted to spread his doctrine of jazz. He wanted everybody to know about jazz, and then not only that, but what was good jazz and what was not any good. Now, he never had any poor jazz on his box. He couldn't stand, for example, it took me a lot of years, and I just broke through about 2 years ago to accept Charlie Parker with strings. Why? Because Ed Slaughter told me when I was about 16 years old that it was a shame and a crime that they put Charlie Parker with strings, and it should never have happened, and he wouldn't let it on his jukebox. Therefore, I went 40, 50 years refusing to listen to Charlie Parker with strings. Ed ran a tight pool hall, even with all the characters, and Ben Johnson's here, and he could very well chip in on this discussion because of the characters, and they had street names. You could know somebody for 25, 30 years and never know the righteous name, because we knew them as Foots. Now tell us about some of those characters that.
Nick, what I think about is a lot of days I go up to 23rd Northwest and drive through that area. That's the way Williams used to be, man. When it was two-way, man, the streets was full and people walking and showing off and profiling. So we came out of that area, you know, where you had to be pretty at all times. You know what I'm saying? I was wearing my hair down here. I was so pretty I couldn't walk. Pretty. You look back at it, it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? But there were some hip cats on the streets. You learned to understand what they were saying and what they were about. There were some weird cats, you know. That was the thing I'd always like to know about, is the place called the Ice Box. It was a place all the cats on the street had named the Ice Box, because that's where all the cold-blooded business hang out. It was up there by Emmanuel Hospital, man. And some of the most dangerous suckers on earth would come through there, man. Some dangerous cats hung out in that joint. We didn't think it was dangerous at the time, because we didn't have with them, you know what I'm saying? But after you realize, man, this is pretty scary cats on the streets, you know. They didn't hurt us. They didn't like us doing drugs like they do now.
No, that was the other thing. With all the characters that were in the pool hall, there were a lot of drug addicts and some suppliers, and but the rule was